Welcome to my show, Secrets of a Personal Trainer, Unfiltered. My name is Cornelia Dura. I'm your show host. I'm also a former IFBB World Champion, a personal trainer in my gym Fit and Fight in Pompano Beach, Florida, and I'm also an economist. Let's get started with your transformation right now. Episode 28. How to avoid weight gain in December, especially when Christmas, New Year's Eve, etc. are coming up. So as every year, I think everybody is thinking, how can we avoid again having 6, 7, 8 pounds more after Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah and New Year's Eve? And then New Year itself, when you're hanging around and eating like 2-3 times more than regularly. So what can you do? So there are different points what you can do. And I really try very hard to do that myself. So all this, what I'm telling you now, is how it worked with myself, how I cut myself back not to eat too much. And believe me, when my mother is here and she's baking, that's very, very hard. Very hard. I'm coming home and the fresh baked cookies, the smell, I can already smell when I'm leaving the car in front of my house and the doors are open. It's Florida, so it's warm, everything is open. And the smell of the fresh baked cookies are coming out. It's just to die for. So I can tell you, I have my share of fighting too. So I start with the following. I try to eat cookies right after lunch. Then I'm not as hungry anymore and I can eat, depends on the size, maybe 3-4 butter cookies. I have a little coffee and then this is it for the day. So try to eat, if you have something to eat like cookies or bakery stuff, try to eat it early in the afternoon because you have still hours to go till you go to bed. There is still a chance that you are going for a power walk or you go for an exercise, because when you exercise in the late afternoon or in the evening, the cookies will give you the energy what you are burning in your workout. So it's a very, very good idea to eat something early in the day, like fatty stuff or cookie or sweets. And then in the afternoon, early evening, you go for a workout. Then you burn that what you just put in there. That's one. Very important. Second, there is something like portion control. And this is not only for Christmas time, this is all the time. This is 364 days a year where you should use that. When you eat or you have your Christmas dinner, you put your hand, the palm of your hand, on the food what you are eating. If you have 2-course menus, you cut it in half hand. Really, it works. So you will have a portion control that you don't eat too much. This portion control, even though maybe it's quality-wise, like calorie-wise, very high calories, it's still, when you use your palm of your hand, you have still a portion size which is not too much for your body. So you try your palm of your hand covering the food, that's your portion. If this is now sweets or if it's the meal, whatever it is, your appetizer, try to use your palm of your hand. That's very, very important all the year around, but especially on Christmas and Thanksgiving. So that gives you a kind of portion control so you are not bouncing around with like 5,000-6,000 calories after these big holidays. Very important. Easy to follow. You don't need to calculate for points or for calories in grams and ounces. It's just your hand which gives you an idea about the portion what you're eating. The third part is also exercising. I can see even in my own gym that there are clients, they kind of stopping to work out in December. They eat Thanksgiving, that's Thursday. Friday, they don't show up anymore. Saturday, they don't show up. These 2 days are crucial. It's very important that you work out in the days after you have all this food in, because this needs to be burned so it doesn't settle around your stomach and around your hips. So this is so important. You need to work out after you have eaten too much or too heavy. It's really, really important. Don't forget to work out. Also, skipping workouts in December when you eat the most of the year, it's also not a good idea. You burn between 350 and 800 calories every time when you work out. Let's say your food had 3,500, your meal. You work out 2-3 days, you have already down a big part of what you have eaten. So just try that to keep your workout when you are eating a lot. It helps your body to digest the food, and it goes in and out. And if you are lucky, then it's plus minus and it's zeroing. That's the target. So you're coming out with 0. So don't dream about a weight loss in December. Just be realistic and try to keep your weight from the beginning of December through the beginning of January the same. That's already a huge success. Also, when you eat, like Thanksgiving is like an early evening dinner, then it is a very good idea to walk right after the dinner. I know it's football time, but when you look or watch football after the dinner, then your body has to digest the whole night this food, what you just put in for like 2 hours. And you will watch, and that's not only on Thanksgiving night. You watch that when you have a hard, very fattening, very rich dinner, you can barely sleep in the night. There's a reason for that. Your body tries to digest all the time overnight, and you cannot calm down. Your stomach cannot calm down because it's working the whole time. You will have a bad night's sleep. Also, the sugar levels, insulin, everything is spiking in the night, what should be already calming down to give you a good, peaceful rest. So it's not possible. You watch. If you have a lot of dinner, big dinners, you watch that your sleep cycles are very bad after that. So it's a good idea to have the dinners earlier, not to having too high volume dinner, because it's influencing your night sleep. And I know it's hard, I know, because I like to eat for dinner most of the time too. It's where everybody likes to eat, and this is the time when I love to eat the chocolate and not in the afternoon. I know that, believe me, I know that. I have the same problem, but if you can keep this earlier timing and you work out after that and then you go to sleep, you will see you burn more calories, you burn that fat off what you put in. You can still eat the cookies and you still burn that, and you have a good night rest. The good night rest is important, that you are energized on the next day. So you can see how this all influences each other, what you eat, how much you eat, what time, and then how you exercise. If you combine that in the right position, you will not gain weight this December. I promise you. Watch it. Start right now. We have today, what is today? The 18th, I think, of December. But you can use these tips all over the year, and you watch how your body is balancing when you work out and when you have a earlier dinner, and how the body balances out these calorie intakes when you are working out. Just watch. Reboot Your Health today. Today is the day you start switching a little bit your habits for dinner.